So, good morning. This is Tetsu, and today I am going to rank all of my seinen mangas I have ever read. There are almost 58 mangas. First of all, we need to understand that at what criteria we are considering these mangas and ranking these mangas. Look, mostly I am gonna rank these mangas on the basis of how much impactful they were on me, as philosophy, as psychology, as thrill, as characters, everything. Like how much amount of impact they had on me when I am reading this, and after I have read this, my like in my memory, how much it these mangas left impact. Like sometimes you read a certain manga and you just forget about those, but some mangas stay with your life for whole, like the rest of your life you will keep reminding yourself about the lessons you got from them, about the characters, about how the characters moved, how the characters got developed. And let's start it. And before that, please hit the like button. And if you guys loved it, I put a lot of effort for this particular video, and hope so you guys will love it. Thanks. Like I am giving you thanks in the primordial stage for all the love and support you gave me on Instagram. And let's start it. Let's start it. Okay, first of all, pardon me if any kind of stammering happens because I am suffering from a bit of cold. So, yeah, that's it. Let's start with Berserk, the great piece of seinen, the most famous one right now. Also, and Berserk for me is definitely a star. What else you can expect from it? Like I read Berserk back in 2021. Right now, Berserk has over 270 chapters. Like I guess 273 or 74 chapters, and Berserk deserves this place because of Berserk's dedication, the story, the fantasy, everything, and the impact on other mangas. Like in this list, also there are many mangas which were inspired from Berserk, and Berserk itself got inspired from this particular manga, Devilman. Like you guys cannot see, yeah, this one, this particular one. So we will be talking later about Devilman, but yeah, this is the best work of Kentaro Miura. Like Kentaro Miura dedicated his whole life for this manga, this particular manga. The amount of artwork, the amount of dedication he put after development of Guts, how Guts was, how Guts became, and the whole theme, whole references, anti-religious themes, everything about Berserk is perfect. Else than the current stage of Berserk. Berserk is currently falling apart. I don't know how the writer of this particular manga, Holyland, will keep it up. Like Holyland is written by the recent mangaka of Koji Mori, I guess his name is, who is writing Berserk right now, and he is a fellow friend of late Kentaro Miura. Rest in peace to him. And this is about Berserk. Berserk definitely deserves the topmost spot in this genre. Like it has so much impact on the readers, and it made actually seinen genre famous as well. Like the most of the content creators make content on Berserk. Most of the people read Berserk because it is famous, and yeah, it is about Berserk. Berserk is Berserk. Then comes Vinland Saga, my personal favorite, and Vinland Saga for me is definitely a sister as well. Vinland Saga is one of those mangas which will leave everlasting impact on your philosophy, on your psychology, even after you have completed this manga. And I just love Thorfinn's development. You guys know it is one of the best works by Makoto Yukimura. Makoto Yukimura beautifully showed this, and being an Eastern mangaka, it is very much tough to represent the Vikings era in a manga. And also, we don't have literally many information regarding Yom's Vikings in real life as well. So it is very much tough for depicting what happened like 1,000 years ago, and how the society was, how everything was, how Vinland was discovered. Man, the philosophy of Vinland Saga is beautiful, and why I put Berserk about Vinland Saga because of its space. What I said in the early of this video, it is not about how much famous these mangas are. It is about how much underrated these are and how much impact these have on me. Your might be changing, like Berserk may have more impact on you, but yeah, this is about me. And all these are SS tier, so it doesn't matter actually. So yeah, you guys can actually comment down what is your opinion on these mangas and your rankings as well. So yeah, let's continue with the next one. So the next one is Vagabond. Vagabond is my personal favorite, and it must be like for the rest of the videos must be taken this spot because Vagabond is my topmost manga right now. Like after completing Vagabond, like every panel, Takeyuki, man, huge W for that man. He put a lot of effort for this manga. Look, depicting something on your own culture is so much difficult because this can be controversial. Miyamoto Musashi is already a famous historical being in Japan's culture. He was a Ronin, famous Ronin, how he became a spiritual man. It is all about that. And the side stories as well, the side characters are beautifully written in Vagabond. And why I put Vagabond above all the mangas because of the impact. If you have not read all these mangas, it doesn't matter. You read Vagabond, it will be impactful for you. I read all these mangas before Vagabond actually, most of them. So after finding Vagabond, I found like this is the most impactful manga that can ever exist. Now you guys will say that why above Vinland? Because Vinland has many dynamics as well, like alongside the philosophical impacts. But what is important in Vagabond we need to understand. Vagabond is not about pacifism, it is not about spirituality, it is not about stoicism, nothing. It is about a man's journey to find himself, finding solitude. Like people think that loneliness, we are lonely, I am lonely, I feel depressed, I feel like isolated from society. Think about that man, he just got isolated himself because he wanted to be the most famous swordsman, the most powerful swordsman ever existed in the name of Japan. So he eventually became like that. And not because he was violent, he was he had wisdom inside him, he had courage inside him, he had all those four stoic qualities inside him. What are those? Temperance, wisdom, justice, and courage. All these four he had inside him. And Miyamoto Musashi's story is so much beautiful. I personally recommend all these three. So please read this three. And next, move on to the next one. Next coming Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul, I personally read this, the first one. Like this is the first seinen manga I have ever read. So Tokyo Ghoul for me, I read it back in 2018. Not totally. Later on, I read the second half of Tokyo Ghoul, since 2020, I guess, as much as I can remember. Tokyo Ghoul at first was my favorite manga, but then after reading a lot, Tokyo Ghoul is right now deserving A star. Yeah, definitely A star, because Tokyo Ghoul is good, but there is a bit pacing problem, and most of the people connect to Kaneki but not the side characters. And also I believe that the ending could have been better. Yeah, it is definitely better than the anime one, because anime I watched first time and it became my most favorite anime. But then I realized that no, after reading the manga, anime is not up to the mark of the manga. So yeah, definitely Tokyo Ghoul for me it is A star, and it really deserves A star. Like it is also good. You guys can read it. The story of Ken Kaneki, how he becomes a ghoul, he become a ghoul, and how his story continues, how he suffers. Like he suffers a lot, man. He suffers a lot, and he doesn't deserve it. So he's kind of the toned down version of Guts. So you guys can read Ken Kaneki's story. It is beautiful. So next coming Choujin X. Once again, one of the best works of Sui Ichida, the same author of Tokyo Ghoul. So Choujin is a new one. Choujin X, I believe it was from 2018 or 20, I guess. Choujin X, I don't know. I can remember the particular date. I guess 2020 it started in. Yeah, and Choujin X for me it definitely deserves ace ranking most probably. Let me rethink once again. Actually, Choujin is the story of a high school guy. His name was most probably, I can't remember his name. His name was something with K Kurohara. Yeah, I guess something Tokyo Kurohara. Kurohara. Yes. Sometimes I can't remember the main characters' names because of this huge amount of reading, and whenever I try to recall the names, I most probably fuck up most of the times. And it is about Choujins. The same with the Ghouls. Ghouls were supernatural beings, and also Choujins are supernatural beings as well. And Choujins, like their powers are beyond the mortal ones, like which we are. And actually, uh, like there are multiple things, and he actually Tokyo works with his one of his friends Azuma, and it is all about how they deal with Choujin and like classical demon things, what happens in other mangas as well. So Choujin X is also a star, but definitely not above Tokyo Ghoul. It is good, but not the best. I love Choujin X, but not above Tokyo Ghoul. So yeah, this is the ranking for Choujin X. Let's move on to the next one. So the next one is 20th Century Boy. 20th Century Boy is written by Naoki Urasawa, my favorite mangaka. Like he is one of the best mangakas right there. Like he writes thriller stories so good na. Once you start reading his mangas, you will feel like he has read like he has punched up multiple movie storylines, and if the mangas are made in part of web series na, it will be great, man, especially this one, 20th Century Boy. I really think people should adapt the anime version or at least the web series version of 20th Century Boy because it is so good. It is all about the main character. His name is Ken. As much I remember, his name was Kenzie. Yeah, Kenzie. Kenzie and the main villain. His name is Friend, and the whole story is about who is Friend, and multiple themes. Like I believe 20th Century Boy is one of those manga which covered every subgenre existing in seinen demography, like horror, thriller, adventure, comedy, space, time travel, everything, man. You can find every single subgenre elements, and that is also a negative point of 20th Century Boy. At some point, you will find that the story is not up to the mark. Like it goes continuously, these ups and downs, and also the ending climax was not as much as good as the whole story. So 20th Century Boy is definitely SS star, but not above Berserk and other ones existing there. So let's move on to the next one. So the next one is Planet S. Another great work by Makoto Yukimura, the same author of Vinland Saga. And Planet S is good, but not definitely not better than Vinland Saga or neither of these. So Planet S is definitely A for me. I am giving you a brief summary of the story. The artwork is very good, very promising. It's quite like Neon Genesis, like every other Knights of Sidonia, all these space cosmos related mangas. And Planet is actually based on the future. It's quite like a dystopian future where space junks are everywhere, and this is actually a literal problem. You guys can read Planet. It is not that big. It is good. It is brief, and it always talks on the point. It is not wasting any kind of time on side characters, and it is a bit small, so it doesn't have that direct implication on your thinking process, thought process. So that is why I am putting Planet is in A, but it is definitely a read because it is that not that much big. So it will not take a lot of time for you to complete Planet is manga. So definitely it is good. All the sci-fi lovers will love it. And let's move on to the next one. So next is Shamo. Shamo, I read it like 2 weeks ago. Shamo is definitely for me A star and above Tokyo Ghoul and Choujin X because Shamo is literally one of the best mangas out there. You guys can read it, and it is at the starting you will hate the main character because what he does now you can never imagine. The main character's name is Rio Narusima, yeah, Narusima, and uh, he actually struggles a lot. Like he has some mental problem, I guess, and he struggles a lot to get admission in Tokyo University. And one fine summer, he just takes kitchen knife and brutally murders his mom and dad. Only leaves his like sister, younger sister, and at the start you will hate this character. He is so much dark, man, even at the ending as well. And I believe Samo's ending was a bit confusing and a depressing, very much depressing ending. Like I could never imagine Rio Narisima's ending will be like this, but yeah, it is good. In my opinion, Samo is good because of the impact. There are very deep, psychologically deep panels in Samo. So definitely a read. It is a bit big. There are multiple volumes, like 23 volumes, I guess, and multiple chapters, like 230 chapters, I guess, there are in Samo. So definitely worth a read. You guys can read Samo. And let's move on to the next one. So the next one is Pluto. Pluto for me is definitely it is A star. But let me think one thing, that if it is above Samo or not. Definitely not above Samo. It should be behind Samo. Yeah, and above Tokyo Ghoul. So Pluto is good. Pluto is also written by Naoki Urasawa, the same author of 20th Century Boy and The Great Monster. We will be talking about that later on, and Billy Bat as well. So, uh, what is about Pluto? Pluto is a story based in the future, and after a certain war, like something like 39th war or something, um, a character like Mont Blanc, like something like Mont Blanc, he was he was killed, I guess. He was brutally killed. So after that, a detective, like robotic detective, I will be calling it. It is an android. His name is Gesich, and she actually he actually pursued the murderer of Mont Blanc, and he understands multiple things about human mentality, how hatred is consuming humanity, and all these things. And then sci-fi elements, robots, dismantling of multiple robots, all these things. Like I love Pluto, and Pluto is one of the best sci-fi mangas existing as well. So if you guys love about futuristic mangas, please read Pluto. And Pluto anime is also coming this October, so on Netflix. You guys can watch it if you guys don't have patience for the manga. But yeah, the manga is also good. I will be posting on Pluto manga on Instagram as well. Like it is one of the best works of Naoki Urasawa, but not definitely better than 20th Century Boy. Some people love Pluto over 20th Century Boy, but for me, 20th Century Boy kills, man. It is so good, so good. And then let's move on to the next one. Okay, so next one is Holyland, one of the greatest works by Koji Mori, the present writer of Berserk and also the OG writer of Holyland. Holyland is definitely at SS tier. I have recently read Holyland, and it is better than 20th Century Boy. Why? It is a story of a vacant soul, I will be calling him, because after a certain point, by being bullied by his classmates, all the people around him, he was just a vacant soul. He was void from inside. He could not feel anything. And it is not stoicism, although he was a depressed soul who never became sadist or never became existentialist. He is just in the middle, who has nothing, who doesn't want any purpose, who doesn't want any sadness, anything. Like he is like a ship which has no goals. So his name is Yu, and Yu later on becomes trains himself. Like it is a sports manga, definitely, kind of like Slam Dunk Real, kind of like Hajime no Ippo, I will be saying, and Levius as well. So what happens to you? You is actually, it is so much impactful. I put it above 20th Century Boy because you story. If you start reading Holy Land, na, it's one of the best sports mangas out there. Like it is kind of like climber, I believe, this one. And okay, I will put climber above all this. Like I want to rank it above. Climber, it is kind of like climber at the starting, because the main character Yu is kind of like Mori. How Mori is also depressed, Yu is also depressed. And Yu becomes a street fighter. He trains himself and trains his fist, hardens his fist, and later on he become a thug hunter. Like he fights with street thugs, like gained a reputation, build his reputation, and he always tries to fit into the society. Like what happens to Patrick Bateman in American Psycho? He said, "Nah, I want to fit in," and this is the same problem of you as well. But you takes it as a positive note, but Patrick's story, we all know, he takes it in a negative way and he becomes toxic. So yeah, this is about Holyland. Holyland is definitely SS tier and one of the most underrated seinen mangas out there. I read it recently and I definitely loved it, man. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, next is Billy Bat. Billy Bat is definitely one of the best works of Naoki Urasawa. I am putting it above 20th Century Boy, but less than Holyland, because Billy Bat is a story of a mangaka, and it is actually, you can say, Naoki Urasawa like read about himself, wrote about himself. So Naoki Urasawa's story, why Billy Bat is so goated, and one of and the best work of Naoki Urasawa in my opinion, right? Uh, because it is currently running, you guys can read it. And Billy Bat is a story of a mangaka called Kevin, and he creates a character called Billy Bat. Okay, so he thinks that Billy Bat is an OG character, but later on he finds that in Japan there is already a comic running which has a character like Billy Bat. So he thinks that there can be a copying or plagiarism issue. So he understands that I should not be doing that, and he goes to Japan for understanding what is going on. Later on, he understands that multiple murders in the past has been associated with characters he created, and Billy Bat's origin is twisted into the history of humanity. So this is about Billy Bat. The amount of research now Kurosawa did for this particular manga, na, hats off to that man. Every single historical event that is famous, actually, you can find it. Like the Austrian painter, I am not taking his name because I can be like cancelled for that as well. So you can find him. You can find JF Kennedy. You can find Einstein. You can find any other famous historical being, and also you can find Homo neanderthals, Homo erectus, the ancient human beings. Like now, Naoki Urasawa's Billy Bat is goated, man. It is goated. I definitely recommend you guys to read Billy Bat. So let's move on to the next one. So next one is Monster. Monster, definitely SS tier. Okay, let me think whether I will put Monster above 20th Century Boy or not. Yeah, I believe Monster is actually better than Holyland. Yeah, definitely better than Holyland, and I will put Holyland after. Oh, no. It is good. It is good here. Okay, it is good before Billy Bat. Yeah, let's talk about Monster. Also, definitely goated work by Naoki Urasawa. Why I didn't put Billy Bat above Monster? Because Monster is finished and Billy Bat still has to finish. And I believe the climax actually matters when a manga comes to judgment. So we don't know what happens to Billy Bat in the future, but we know what happened to Monster. It is the best work of Naoki Urasawa for now, which is ended, and Monster is so goated, man. Monster is my one of those favorite mangas I can talk about every time. Like it has so much impact. Like the big two characters, Dr. Tenma and Johann Liebert, two are totally contrasting characters. One is existentialist, Dr. Tenma. One is nihilistic. Two are interlinked, like very with a very fine bridge of Friedrich Nietzsche, but two can clash with each other. Two is continuously doing this. because nihilism is kind of predecessor of existentialism, and existentialism is derived from nihilism. It is like when we are born we have no purpose and we became sadist thinking about this and this, and Johann Libert is like that. He has no purpose, he wants to commit self-killing, like whatever it is. You guys know what I am talking about. And Dr. Tenma also suffers, but he has a purpose. He is a doctor, he wants to save people. And also the side characters, man. Every single side character, from Anna to Eva to Grimmer, huge W, man. The best side character I have ever seen is Grimmer. Because his death, obviously, it hits, man. Hits here, man. So, this is about Monster, and Monster is definitely SS tier, man. I cannot put it behind any other mangas. So let's move on to the other mangas. So next one is One Punch Man, OPM. OPM, it's written by one, and the artist who is illustrating is, his name is what was his name was? I just forgot. His name was by M. Uh, I can recall his name. Sometimes I forget some names, like Murata. Yeah, Murata. His name was Murata. Yeah. So Murata draws all this illustration and enhance the quality of the manga. And one is the real mangaka. Okay. So Murata art style and one story, man, both are like interrelated. So much goes well. Like One Punch Man is one of the best mangas which debunks the whole theory of traditional hero and villain concept. What we think about, like the comics set the bars of a hero and a villain. We all know Marvel, DC. But One Punch Man is totally different. It is about a hero corporation. It is about a villain who tends to be like hero sometimes. It is about some heroes who tends to be like villains sometimes. Like it's kind of like the mixture of the boys recently going on, and a kind of like DC's Injustice timeline. So One Punch Man is definitely huge good manga, and definitely it is gonna be in A tier. Now the thing is that it is better than Pluto definitely, but after Samo, One Punch Man has definitely huge impact on human psychology, especially Garo's character. Garo is a villain, but he doesn't seem like villain. And definitely Red, man, One Punch Man is so good. Its art style, everything is definitely good. Like art style is so good now. You will keep the screenshots and you will put on wallpaper. I will not be spoiling anything about the story, but it is one of the best ones. So next, move on to the next one. Okay, next one is Sunken Rock. One of my most favorite mangas, definitely A tier after Billy Bat. It is also like Holyland fighting manga. It is about a character called Ken. He's a lover. He loves a girl, and she moves on to South Korea, and later he pursues her lover to convince her or something like that. And but eventually he trains for fighting, and he becomes a gang leader. It's kind of like gangster type, mafia type. It gives you vibe, and I love Sunken Rock because it is the closest manga which is kind of like Godfather trilogy of movies. So Sunken Rock by Boichi, definitely huge W. Man, Boichi's artwork, it is so good na. I believe Boichi is one of those mangakas na who can put everything for art after like Kentaro Miura himself. So he puts a lot of effort for the mangas, and Boichi is kind of those mangakas who put uh, shadows less and contrast more. His mangas feel more bright, more like enlightened than other mangakas. So definitely Boichi's artwork and Sunken Rock is huge thumbs up for me. And let's move on to the next one, my most favorite one, Climber. So Climber for me is definitely at the second spot with Vagabond and above Vinland Saga. I read Climber just like 2 months ago, and it is everlasting impact, man. Like the amount of impact Mori's story gives gives, man, huge W for Climber. Climber, if Climber never existed, many people could not have understand what is perseverance and what is dedication. So next coming Tomie. Tomie for me, it is, I can think Tomie where it belongs. It belongs to A tier, uh, above planetes or beyond planetes. Above planetes, because Tomie is good. Tomie raises some question about society and why Tomie is so good. Okay, let me adjust just one thing, that is Uzumaki, Kaio, all the Junji Ito works. These are written by Junji Ito, so I am currently okay. There are some Junji Ito works as well. What are those? Yeah, these are Mushishi. Yeah, these all are Junji Ito's works. So I am putting them in a line so that I can explain them as well. So Tomie for me is hugely good manga, but not definitely above those because it has no personal impact on you. It is more like arises questions, but never answers them. But Tomie is good. Tomie is about a girl who is like consumed with some demonic power. She has some split personality, so her personas continuously changes as long as she is kind of a seductive character who can seduce any guy existing there, and she is kind of like testing a man's testaments. So yeah, for me Tomie is also good. You guys can read it. Tomie's anime is okay, but not up to the mark of the manga's art style. Junji Ito is definitely one of the best mangakas out there. So definitely a thumbs up for Tomie. Let's move on to the next one. So next one is Uzumaki, the best work of Junji Ito. I will put Uzumaki in SS tier because of the art style, because of the psychological impact. It is one of those mangas now which will really feel you horrified, and it is one of the best horror mangas out there. One of them, not one of the. It is the best horror manga out there. So horror fans, please read Uzumaki by Junji Ito. It is a story of two couple, like one couple, actually one couple. Their name is their names are Kiri and Suichi. So Kiri and Suichi actually one day finds out their fathers and all the villagers, town, actually not villagers, I will be calling it town. Town people are acting very weirdly. They are possessed with sometimes a fascination towards spiral characters. Like Uzumaki itself means in Japanese spiral. Like we can remember Naruto Uzumaki's Uzumaki clan symbol. It was in spiral like a snake. Not snake. It was like a snail. So Uzumaki is a story of spiral obsession and how it turns into a curse, and we can call it like an urban legend. Like Uzumaki story raises so many questions about how much horrific a manga can be, like how much traumatizing you can feel with some kind of obsession, like an obsession lead you towards destruction. This is the whole story of Uzumaki, and Uzumaki anime is also coming. I really like the trailer because the trailer feels more horrified because it is black and white. So black and white things impact you more, we all know. So Uzumaki, definitely a thumbs up for me. Go read it if you guys have not read it. So let's move on to the next one. So next one is Gaio, also by Junji Ito. I will put it in B, not because it is bad, no, never bad. uh, Gaio for me, it is good, definitely good, but it could have been better. Gaio is a story of a phase apocalypse, simple, like zombie apocalypse. It is a phase apocalypse. Phases become mad and they come with four legs. They kind of like sometimes like some kind of, they are cursed with a power and they comes to invade humanity, and the main character and his girlfriend tries to protect themselves, like typical apocalyptic mangas or animes like other ones. But Gaio could have been better, like apocalyptic situation. I believe fees are not that much of horrific that will feel you horrified truly like Uzumaki stories. But yeah, Gaio is good, but definitely not the best work of Junji Ito. And let's move on to the next one. So the next one is Liminal Zone. Liminal Zone is also written by Junji Ito. I will put it in A tier, not above Planetes, uh, but definitely it is good. Like Liminal Zone is so much underrated. I loved Liminal Zone, but it could have been better. It is a bit of short manga, so it is about a weeping lady, a kind of urban legend, man. So urban legend stories, what happens? Like all these are urban legend stories by Junji Ito. Junji Ito actually has like had so much good uh, like research on Japan's urban legends. Now he has some own blending on them and then produces all these mangas. So if you want to know more about Japan's ghost, horror, urban legend, society, how society treats them, please read all the mangas of Junji Ito. They all are worth reading. But actually I have read more mangas of Junji Ito. I am not putting all of them because it will be so large to rank all of them. So I am only taking the famous ones from other sites as well. So that's it, and let's move on to the next one. Okay, next comes Lovesickness. Man, this one is also good. I will put it in 8A as well. Lovesickness is good, but not better than Liminal Zone. Yeah, it is not better than Liminal Zone. It is about a girl who suffers from kind of body dysmorphia, kind of like Homunculus. What happens in Homunculus? I will put Homunculus above, man. I want to rank it faster. So, love sickness about girl suffering from body dysmorphia. She comes to go like parlor where all these operation kind of things happen for plastic surgery, and but she undergoes one kind of mental assessment, and then some kind of urban legends come to the story, and it is all about that. So, love sickness is good, definitely worth reading by Junji Ito, and let's move on to the next one. So okay, the next one is Frankenstein. Frankenstein is an unique story. I will be saying not unique story on the basis of the source. Unique story because it is a spin-off of the original 1818 story of Frankenstein by its original creator Mary Shelley, and Frankenstein is written by, we all know, Junji Ito, and it is definitely better than Liminal Zone, and it is so good, man. It is so good. Frankenstein is definitely worth reading. You guys can read it. I am quickly going through because all these mangas because I want to rate the real ones, like the important ones in my list. So let's move on to the next one. So the next one is Mushishi. Mushishi is one of the recent mangas I have read, like the last week, I guess. So Mushishi definitely became one of my favorite ones. I will put Mushishi in SS tier. Why? Because Mushishi has so much impact on you. The manga's art style might not be so much appealing like all these ones. Like someone can say, Tetsu, why you are putting Mushishi above One Punch Man? It has not better art style than One Punch Man. Look, it is not always about art style. It is about impact on you. Art might have impact on you, but story and dialogues have more impact on you. So Mushishi is about Musi. What are Musi? Some mystical characters, some mystical beings. So it is about the story of Ginko, who is a Musi trainer and wants to know other things about Mushishi. Like the questions around Musi. It is like Musisi. So he wants to find out why they exist, what are they, these kind of questions, and also questions regarding human being and how other than human beings can take their take on humanity. So Musisi is kind of a parallel between humanity and anti-humanity, so you can find both perspective very beautifully in Musisi. So definitely worth a read, man. Musisi is so good, and I regret that I didn't read it earlier. Like it is so good, man, so good. So let's move on to the next one. Oh man, not even 50% mangas are covered. Now coming Homunculus, man, one of the best mangas of mine. Homunculus is definitely on I'm thinking it above Berserk or not. No, not above Berserk. Homunculus is definitely one of the best mangas out there. Why? Because Homunculus has so much impact on your psychology. It raises question on anything, like any traditional orthodox thinking you have about society, about humanity, about morality. The main character Nakosi, he is a psychologically pathetic character, I will be saying. But not pathetic. You can feel to him, you can understand him properly if you can read the story properly. It depends on your perspective, how you take Nakosi. He also suffers from kind of body dysmorphia. So he's suffering, his questions, all the panels, that dark vibes. I definitely say that after reading Homunculus, na, please try to read something light because it will leave you so much psychologically troubled. Like definitely worth the read. So let's move on to the next one. So next one is Gigant. Gigant for me is it is good, but not the best. It is also written by Hiroa Oku. The next works, which I'm gonna rank like this one, Gantz and Inuyashiki. Gigant is good. Definitely deserves A tier above Planetes. Gigant is about a porn star. See, the main character is a porn star. It is about a girl and her boyfriend. Very wholesome manga at some points. At some points, alien invasion. It is about the girl has a device which can enlarge her body, and she can fight with some alienating characters and all those. So definitely good manga. The best thing about Hiroaku didn't stretch it like Gantz, but yeah, the Gigant is so good. And let's move on to the next one. So the next one is Inuyashiki. Inuyashiki for me is also deserving SS tier. Why? It is the best work of Hiroaku in my opinion, because it raises questions, and always those mangas which raises question inside me na, they always appeal me, and Inuyashiki is like that. Inuyashiki is not stretched, it is to the point. It is about a guy who is depressed, who is totally and utterly loser. See, suffers from multiple kind of societal troubles, poverty, all those, isolation. He wants to fit in. He has some powers, supernatural powers, gifted by some aliens, and also a story of a old man who kind of fights with him, with the guy. um, like everything about Inuyashiki is so good. I love the anime as well. The manga is also impactful. You guys can definitely read the manga. It is not that big, so you will love it. I am guaranteeing you. So let's move on to the next one. So the next one is Gantz. Gantz is definitely A tier. The best work in the A tier is definitely gonna be Gantz for me. Why? Because Gantz is good, but why it is not an Ace tier manga? Because Gantz sometimes feel a bit inconsistent and stretched. It is also written by Hiroa Oku, the same writer of Gigant and Inuyashiki. Art style is promising. It has so much sexual things and gore elements. You guys can read Gantz. It has also alien elements. Like all these three has alienatic elements. Iruoku is obsessed with aliens and space kind of things. Gantz is definitely worth a read. It is a bit stretched. It is big, definitely big. Like 360 chapters are not that small manga. I definitely recommend Gantz, but you might be a bit confused with Gantz theme. It is so much anti-religious, so much nihilistic. At some point, you will feel like that. Why am I reading this? But it is addictive. It was addictive for me when I read Gantz. It felt me so good, and I believe people should read Gantz. It has very beautiful characters. The main character Kei and his best friend Kato, two characters are totally contrasted. How they flip their characters, how Kei redeems himself, all the things that's so good about Gantz. And next, coming to the manga of Jagaaaan. So next one is Jagaaaan. Jagaaaan is definitely one of the best seinen mangas out there. I love the theme of Jagaaaan. It is about Sentaro. Sentaro is a police officer, normal police officer. He hates his job. He is kind of depressed kind of guy. He just wants to marry his future wife, future girlfriend, I will be saying. And his only wanting in the life is to live a life with his loved ones, and just want to escape this kind of all bullshit he's going around. So one day he notices that one of his partners getting devoured by a monster like creature, but his half body is like a human. So he kind of suits that creature with a mystical power above his head, and then the creature is dead. So later he understand that that creature is infected with kind of a xenopus, called it was called mad xenopus. And then he recovers. He tries to go through all the process, and an owl actually appears and just warns him about all these troubles. He says that these people are kind of infected like a zombie, and you have to kill these people. But he eventually ignores, but later on he kind of tries to pursue the things told by that owl, and later he chooses to protect humanity. For He takes the responsibility kind of, and that is why Jagan is so good. Jagan's story is actually thought provoking. It is kind of like Parasite the Maxim, and I guess it was inspired from Parasite the Maxim and Devilman as well. So Jagan is good. Its story is not definitely is not OG one. It is in A tier, but after Pluto. So let's move on to the next one. My one of my favorite mangas, Real. So Real by Takehiko Yuno, definitely at SS tier after Uzumaki and above Mushishi. Real is about uh, basketball players who lost their dreams one day. It is about them who lost their legs in some kind of accident or incident. They kind of plays basketball on wheelchair. It is kind of like slam dunk, but better slam dunk, like a seinen slam dunk, which actually provokes so many thought inside you, like how you can be so much dedicated in spite of being utterly failure. All the characters in the manga, there are three main characters, and especially the main character, like this character, what was his name, I cannot recall his name, but this character is actually the best character in the manga, and he is the only character who is not disabled, but still he is disabled from inside. He is depressed, totally depressed man, but how he recovers from that, and later he understand the importance of humanity, the morality, all those lessons, man. Huge W for Takehiko, for this particular manga. I loved it. I loved it. Literally, I loved it. So next is Levius. Levius is definitely A star after Choujin X. Levius is so good, man. It is one of those mangas which is from left to right, not right to left. So it is kind of like a mixture of Akira, Hajime no Ippo, Holyland, all these mangas. So I am giving you just a brief example how these are. It is about Levius, the main character. He fights in an post-apocalyptic world where he's steampunk, like cyberpunk is his body is half cybernetic, and he fights. He's a street fighter, kind of like Holyland, and this is the whole story how Levius's whole problems move out from a war. His parents are were indulged in a war, and all the stories are regarding that, his master, and kind of like Hajime no Ippo. So it is a futuristic version of Hajime no Ippo and Holyland. Definitely worth a read, and I love about this. But the thing is that na, in some mangas, after reading so many sports mangas, na, you can predict what can happen, and this predictability affects Levius a lot. Uh, this might be not happening to you if you have not read so many sports mangas, but definitely Levius is good. Huge thumbs up for Levius. You guys can read it. It is so good. And then let's move on to the next one. So the next one is Downfall. Downfall manga. Downfall is good, but definitely not the best work of Inyo Asano. Downfall is B, but it is better than Gaio in my opinion, not C. sorry, at B. But Downfall is a story of Fukazawa. His name was I can't remember. I guess Fukazawa. Yeah, he's a mangaka. He has some troubled marriage life. He is about to divorce, get break up, like this kind of sets, and it is all about the depressing story of Fukazawa's life. And there are contrasting images about Fukazawa and his wife's lifestyle. So it is good, but definitely not the best work of Inyo Asano. You will get some vibes of other mangas of Inyo Asano as well, like PunPun, DeDeDe as well. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one is Dead Demons Day Destruction. Now, I know the name is a bit big. I love this manga. Before ranking this particular manga, I will be talking about the theme. I just love this manga. This is one of the best works of Inyo Asano, in my opinion, and it definitely deserves A star. Let me think where he deserves. But it deserves here in the A star after Jagaaaan. It is a manga about some alien invasion. They are called invaders as well. So in this manga, adults are seen as childish. They are more like brutal. They don't take cognitive decision. But children who are actually immature, they are taking more mature decision than them. So it is about an apocalyptic situation, but from a child's perspective, how they think about this, how they are so naive, but they are so clean in the mind, they are so pure that they don't think about politics, all these things. This is a good political manga as well. So definitely a good read. Um, you guys can read it. Like I loved it. So let's move on to his another manga, Solanin. Man, what should I talk about Solanin? It is one of the best works of Inyo Asano. Like I will definitely put it above One Punch Man because Solanin is slice of life kind of. It has some grief element. It has very much good love element. It is about a couple who wants to revive a band, and man, this manga is so much deeply into human psychology that you guys will love Solanin. Please read Solanin for once. I just loved Solanin. And the next one is Wasume Punpun. Let's move on to that one. Sorry, I was actually eating my breakfast and it is already 9:45 in the morning. So let's move on to Good Night Punpun. And Wasume Punpun, man, it is so good of a manga. It is definitely deserving ace star above uh, above Mushishi, yeah, because Wasumi Punpun is also thought provoking. Like Solanin, all the mangas of Inyo Asano, na, they have a very distinct quality of slice of life. They will question orthodox mentality of society, orthodox mentality of Japan, and Inyo Asano actually puts a lot of effort for understanding teenager psychology, how teenagers see these things, and how teenagers face so much problem in their later life for the childhood traumas they face. And Wasumi Punpun is another story. And also, I will recommend you guys to read something light after reading Wasumi Punpun. It is a bit distress. It is so much stressful, man. You guys can read Homunculus and Wasumi Punpun with some light mangas. I will never recommend you guys to read Wasumi Punpun or Homunculus at the stage of depression. If you guys are going through some kind of depressing state or stressful situation, please don't read these mangas. I will not recommend you. But if you guys are ready, you guys are mentally resilient, and you can take really dark set, please read this because these are really good. Let's move on to the next manga of Inyo Asano. So the next one is the girl on the sword, or Umimeno Onna Noko, I guess. Yeah, Umimeno Onna Noko. It is good. It is also good, but definitely not the best work of Inyo Asano. It is in A tier. It is a bit mature content, and I felt at some time Umimeno Onna Noko had consistency problem. Like Wasumi Punpun is bigger than Umimeno Onna Noko, but it has no consistency at all. its story is compact, and when the story is compact na, you will not feeling that story is being loosened. So Umi no Nonoko is good, but definitely not the best one. So let's move on to the next one, because I need to speed run right now. It's almost about to like going to be 1 hour video. So yeah, I will be putting timestamps as well, so you guys can skip for all those mangas. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. So next one is Oshinoko. Oshinoko, I really love this manga. Like, it deserves A, definitely A. After Tokyo Ghoul, Oshinoko's story is a bit uncomfortable in my opinion. It can be like a bit uncomfortable because I am explaining why. It is about Ai Oshinoko, and Ai Oshinoko actually is uh, she is actually a singer, like kind of like a pop artist. Okay, so actually these all are glitters. We all know these are charming worlds. We always think that these pop idols' lives should be so much of lavish load. No, these are not the case. Oshinoko's story is good. Uh, Oshinoko is about a character called Goro. Goro actually is a gynecologist, but when he was actually delivering Ai Hoshinoko's baby, he was murdered, and he reincarnated as Ai's son himself. And it is like you get reincarnated, reborn as your crush's son. So this is bit uncomfortable. You think you have a crush on your mom. So this is the case. So it can be a bit uncomfortable when you are reading this, when you put logic, but keeping aside logic, the manga is enjoyable. You guys will definitely enjoy this manga. And then let's move on to the next manga. So the next one is Kingdom. Kingdom is definitely SS tier above Wasumi PunPun. I loved Kingdom, man. I loved Kingdom. Kingdom's story is based on China. I am not a big fan of Chinese history, but China story in this case appeals me. Why? Because the story of Zin and his brother, like kind of Piao, and they want to be a great general, like I want to be a great general in my future, this kind of thing. And Zin is so much relatable to Naruto, I believe. And they are wanting to be generals, this zeal, the perseverance, the dedication they put for every single step they put in their life, the training, all these things, the horse riding, the fighting, all the dynamics of Kingdom actually is appealing. It's kind of like Vinland Saga, but set in China in fighting aspects, and same story is kind of like Naruto. So he is like seinen version of Naruto, a better Naruto, in my opinion. So yeah, this is about Kingdom. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, another manga like Parasite and Devilman, Ajin. Ajin is kind of like Devilman, in my opinion. Ajin is definitely SS tier at the last, and Ajin is so good, man. Ajin's stories. Ajin means demi-humans, and it is about the story of Kei, a pursuing doctor. He wants to be a doctor and help people, but lead a definitely a medical student's life. And but his story changes when he finds himself being a Ajin, and later on becomes he faces so much moral dilemma, which side he will take, like the human side or the Ajin side. Humans and government wants to make experiment on Ajin, but Ajins want to retaliate against the government. So this is the whole story of Ajin, kind of like Parasite and Devilman, where Akira also faces so much problem with being a devil or being a human. So this is all about Ajin. Ajin is definitely SS star, very good manga, very good villain, Sato, and did I spoil it? I guess. But yeah, this is about Ajin. Let's move on to the next one. So the next one is My Dress Up Girlfriend. Yeah, it is good. This is good manga. My Dress Up Girlfriend anime is shonen, but The manga is seinen. No, anime is sojo, I guess. The manga is seinen. So it is good. It is good manga in my opinion. I definitely put it on B, but after Kaio. The impact, the main character Gojo is good. He is kind of appealing. It has so much fan service material, so I am not kind of interested in my dress up girlfriend. I am not putting my dress up girlfriend above all these. So that's it. Let's move on to Zom 100. Zom 100 for me is definitely ace tier after Levius. Yeah, I love this manga. I recently read it. It is better than the anime actually. Anime is also good, but not up to the mark of the manga. Manga is definitely more raw, more and one of the best zombie mangas I have ever read. The main character Akira actually appeals us like he's kind of literally me, and I loved it. Then comes Elfen Lied. I'm literally right now speedrunning all this. Elfen Lied for me is definitely A star and above dead DDD one because Elfen Light is traumatizing story. I believe if the anime adapted the whole manga, it would have been better. But yeah, the manga ending was pretty sad, man. It was traumatizing ending, man. I loved the manga as a whole. The art style is not that promising, but definitely the story is promising. That is why I am putting it in A star. Then comes Hellsing. Hellsing is also A star. Uh, Hellsing is before Choujin X and after Osinoko. Hellsing story we all know it is about vampires, and I love the story. I love the theme. I loved the references of religion and other stuffs as well. Uh, it is about Hellsing, and then comes BTOOOM. Okay, all those Squid Game lovers understand Squid Game was like inspired from BTOOOM and Alice in Borderland totally. So I have not read Alice in Borderland totally, but I have read BTOOOM. BTOOOM is definitely worth a read. So BTOOOM will be going in A star, definitely above Jagaaaan. BTOOOM is so good, man. I loved BTOOOM. BTOOOM anime is also good, but anime is not complete. Same case of uh, what was it? Its name Elfen Lied. So you guys can read it. It's good. Then comes Bride Story. Bride Story is A, definitely better than Planet is. Bride Story appeals you. Its art style is phenomenal. Very good art style. Very decent art style. The story is could have been better. The problem of women in a society, those could have been sold in a better way, in a more sensitive way, so that the readers could feel it. Or else it is my problem. Like I could not feel it. Black Lagoon. Black Lagoon for me is A star. Definitely the last one. It could have been better, um, but I think Black Lagoon is definitely good. Okay, so when I am recording this, I let me take my coffee actually. And next one is Calm Swiss. Calm Swiss, I love this manga, but definitely not better than this one. So I'm putting throwing it in B after My Deserve Girlfriend. It is kind of good, but it has so much fan service material, so not that much of appealing. But yeah, you will love it. It comes with uh, if you guys are loving some kind of slice of life elements like My Dress Up Girlfriend, it is worth a read. Then comes Sweat and Soap. Sweat and Soap is definitely C. I will throw it in C. Not worthy, man. Don't read it. It has some very trash kind of fan service material, but yeah, not that good. Then comes Prison School. We are talking about fan service, we will put it in a rank, the last one, because it is good. It has fan service. Its story is appealing. You will love it. It's kind of like Golden Boy. So Prison School, you guys will love this manga. Like this anime is also good. So you guys can read Prison School. Then comes to Knights of Sidonia. Knights of Sidonia is actually good. It is above Osinoko, and Knights of Sidonia is actually good because it is based on futuristic settlement. So it is based on a character who is born in actually a spaceship, totally a spaceship. So Totally, the story is based on space, how the space fights are happening, how they protect the galaxy. It's kind of like Star Wars. It gives you vibes of Star Wars and Marvel DC universe. So yeah, that's it. Let me take my coffee, just a sip. Then comes Tomodachi Game. Tomodachi Game is also A, but definitely the best A. Why I'm putting it at A? It could have been better. The main villain is good. The main character is not that good. The main protagonist could have been better, but yeah, it is definitely worth a read. Tomodachi Game, but anime is also good. The anime is also good. The character of the characters in Tomodachi Game actually appeals you. Their manipulative skill, how they survive, how they fight for money, how they fight for social status, all these themes will appeal you. But yeah, not better than BTOOOM, I will not say. On the same subgenre like survival manga with politics, BTOOOM is better. So next coming Origin. Okay, the story of Origin. Okay, let me shuffle a bit. Yeah, Origin is actually good. Origin is a work of Boichi as well. Origin is kind of sci-fi related. They are cyborgs in this manga. There are cyborgs, and the manga is about. It is about future settlement of humanity and cyborgs. It's about the main character's origin. It is kind of like Blade Runner 2049. How the main character finds himself as an android and he fights for his existence, his meaning of life. Origin is definitely A tier. Uh, Before B2. Okay, so let's go to the next one. This is Voices of a Distant Star. It is written by Makoto Shinkai, the writer and the director of Kimi no Nawa, the Your Name. This manga is also good. I love this manga. I will put this manga in A tier. Let me think. This is a slice of life manga basically, with having some kind of a bit of sci-fi. So I will put it above Black Lagoon. Okay. Then comes Heavenly Delusion. I love this manga. I love this manga. This is definitely A tier, above Tomie. The story is a bit confusing. That is why I am putting it in A. The story could have been simplified like Steins Gate, but I believe Heavenly Delusion is also good. The anime is also pretty satisfying to watch because the anime actually is loyal to its manga. What happens in the most seinen animes now? They don't properly adapt the mangas. That is why they are half as fucked up adaptations. So that's it. Then comes Golden Boy. When we are talking about fucked up adaptation, Golden Boy should be there. Its production was stopped because of so much fan service. I will put it with Prison School Fair Judgment. I will be saying so. It is better. I am giving it respect, so I am putting it above Prison School. Then comes Sex Worker's Dream. I guess it was its name. I can recall the proper name. This manga is pretty trash as well. C. I will throw it in C. It is typically the fan service manga. How that can be, and then comes Hajime no Ippo. Oh my god, bro! I will put it in A star. Definitely above Solanin. It is a fighter story. It is like you are reading the story of Muhammad Ali. So man, I loved Hajime no Ippo. It is one of those mangas, longest running mangas I am still reading. Like I am not that patient that I will be reading these large mangas like 1300, 1400 chapters are there. Then let's come to Devilman. So Devilman is good. It is the predecessor of all these seinen mangas. So we can see that Devilman is good, but not the best. I will put Devilman at A. Devilman Crybaby, the anime is actually good. By but Go Nakai's Devilman is not that much of good that I will put it above. But yeah, I couldn't say not A, because of the respect and the impact it has on the other mangas right here. All the mangas here based on Demon, Devil, all these, and also the Shonen ones are actually inspired from Devilman, because Devilman inspired Berserk, and Berserk later on inspired other ones. So Devilman should be given that credit. So I am putting Devilman at A star. So next is the last one, the SBR. The video is already 1 hour 10 minutes, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. SBR is seinen, not like its other mangas. Those are shonen actually. SBR, I will be putting SBR at SS star, because it is the best seinen JoJo manga. So SBR, I will be putting, it has some multiverse concept as well, a separate universe. I will put it above Inuyashiki, and it deserves SS star. So this is the whole ranking. This is the same origin, so don't mind. So this is the whole ranking. I will be downloading it and sharing it on my Instagram feed. So thank you. I'll be sharing another video on my shonen mangas. My watch count is not that big for shonen. Like my shonen watch count is like 38, around 38 or 37 mangas. But and also those mangas I have not completed totally. These mangas I mostly have completed every single mangas in this list up to date, and yeah, that's it. So thanks for this support. All you guys will be showing on this video. If you guys loved it, please give it a thumbs up. It is a big video. I will be giving timestamps on the description. Please keep to the timestamps, and please support me a bit. And thanks for this video. We'll be keeping up to the next one. So for right now, bye for now.